guys, my name is Julie and this is the Curated Curvy, where I bring you along for the journey as I attempt to create the curated wardrobe of my dreams with these two hands. Today I have for you all an October mix video. The month of October has come and it has gone and we are in November. Somebody pinch me, what is happening? Like literally the year is almost over. That is wild. Like as you get older, the days are long but the years are short. Year's almost gone, people. It's almost gone. So anyways, that's not what we're here to talk about. We are not here to lament about the passing of time. We are here to go over what I made for the month of October. Forgive my house, it is noisy because I live in a house with people who are alive, and people who are alive tend to make noise. So there's gonna be a lot of background noise today. It is what it is. We're gonna continue. Without further ado, let's get into it. So for the month of October, I completed 4 garments and some stuff around the house. I'm not going to show you the stuff around the house. I'm just going to show you the garment sewing because the stuff around the house is being used as it was created to be used around the house. So today we're going to focus on the clothes. The first thing that I made is this blousey number. This is a vintage pattern, which I have somewhere. I thought I did. This is vintage McCall's 6618. Right there she is. Take her in, read it and weep. I made view C, which is this pink number here. The pattern calls for a continuous lap for the cuffs, but I altered that. So, well, I guess we'll just talk about the pattern in and of itself. So basically it is a tie front top. The blouse is being like closed with these 3 ties down the center, has a giant ruffle. It has an elasticated neckband so that it kind of like snaps into your body. It is very, very long and very oversized. I've done like a half tuck here just to kind of not lose my shape, but very long, very oversized. It is a raglan sleeve top. The sleeves are not set in like normal sleeves, so it's raglan sleeve. Again, it's pretty simple. It was very, very simple to make. I mean, the pieces are gigantic because as you can see, it is a lot of fabric, but I think it's really cute. I really do like it. I went ahead and I added some lace along all of the finished edges. I also added lace right here along the top of the cuff just to mimic that. It came together really, really simply. The only thing that I changed about the pattern was, as I mentioned, the sleeves do call for a continuous lap, but I don't like sewing those. I'm not gonna button and unbutton. I'm also not gonna roll up these giant puffy sleeves. So what I usually do is just take that pattern piece and turn it into one and attach it on the hole like this, and it fits perfectly fine. I do like this top. I feel like it is a lot of fabric, if you know what I mean. Like there's a lot of fabric going on in here, but I like it. I also want to make it in a silky, or not a silky, excuse me, but a drapier fabric, just to see if I don't know if it'll be a little bit more relaxed, because this is a lot. This is a lot, but I like it. It's definitely different. And as the months get colder, it can easily be layered because it's a lot of room in here, or worn with like a pair of black, like thick opaque tights and some boots. That's pretty much my style for the colder months. Like, give me a dress, give me some tights, and give me some boots, and we're good to go. This could substitute as a dress because the length is very, very long. I guess you'd call this like tunic length. I don't really wear tunics, but I think it's cute. It was something different. I'm happy that I got it. I am very much obsessed with the line drawings of these patterns. Like I said, I'm gonna give it another go in a silkier fabric, and I also want to sew up view A, because that would also be really, really cute paired with a shirt and some leggings and whatnot. So yeah, this is one of the first things, or this is one of the things that I completed in the month of October. Next, I completed McCall's 8144. That is this guy. I've had this pattern in my stash since last year, and I really do like it, and I've seen a few people make it up, so I wanted to go ahead and give it a go. This pattern is like a 2-hour sew, like cut and sew type project. Like it does not take long at all. If you don't trace your patterns, if you simply cut out your patterns, then you can have this thing cut out and sewn together in no time at all. It's not a lot of pattern pieces, so I believe it's the front piece, the back piece, the sleeves, and the cuffs. It's not really a lot to it. It is very, very simple, very easy to make. Oh, For this one, this was a thrifted bed sheet that I picked up from the thrift store, and the lace on it was also picked up from a thrift store. This sweater was made out of a chenille fabric that I picked up from Joann's on clearance sometime last year, or maybe earlier this year, I want to say. It does not stretch as much as I thought it did. I haven't worked with a chenille prior to this, and so in my mind I was expecting it to stretch like a regular sweater knit usually would, and it doesn't. So getting on the sleeves was a little more effort, you know, than not, but it came on and it looks very, very seamless together. It's really pretty. It's actually really, really warm to wear. Very cozy. Initially when I made it, I didn't like the way that the stitch line looked when I hemmed it, but after washing it a few times you can barely tell. So I definitely will be like pulling this out and grabbing it more as it gets cooler. The bottom is just like serged and then folded up because this chenille likes to kind of like, you know, fuzz all over the place. I did this completely on the serger with the exception of this stitch on the bottom to hem it. And I don't know if I'll make more of these because the neckline, well, I like the way it looks on me. I just feel like, I don't know, it's just weird. It's not weird in a bad way, but it's different. I guess we shouldn't call things that are different weird, right? But it's different, and so I don't know that like I'm crazy over it. I feel like I could try like maybe a turtleneck or a mock neck pattern. Who knows? I'm saying I won't make it again, and then you'll see me like 2 weeks from now and I'll have like 2 more of these bad boys because they sew up so quickly, and I love a good, quick, satisfying make. All right, next thing I sewed in the month of October is, I want to say this is Simplicity 9467. I could be wrong, and if I am, I'll just put the correct pattern and number up on the sleeve. This is a button-down blouse. This was a thrifted flannel bed sheet. How gorgeous is this fabric? This also came together very, very easily. I really was dragging my feet on this because I have been intimidated by sewing things with stand collars for the longest, and lately I've been trying to get over that fear and just like dive into it and get it done. And so yeah, I went ahead and I sewed this up. It came together very easily. I did change it like a few subtle things about the pattern. So the same thing I said with the cuff, I did not do a continuous lap. I just did one rectangle and I attached it onto the sleeve because again, I'm not rolling these cuffs up. I don't need a button on my cuff. It's more time and more effort than I am interested in investing. So the pattern calls for you to gather it, but instead of gathering it, I pleated it here, and the same thing on the other side. And in the back again, instead of gathering it, I made 2 box pleats. I did this because I was thinking if this is gonna sit right above, where's the line? If this is gonna sit right above my bust because it sits about here, I feel like having gathers there would add bulk to like your bust area, and I don't know, in a weird way, like just bulk. I don't know, but I didn't think that it would look nice, so I figured if I pleated, I could press the pleats down, and I think it worked out. I also shortened this the top. I took about 2 or 3 inches off of the bottom of the pattern piece because when I looked at the pattern piece, it was very evident that this was going to be too long for my liking. I do like to tuck my shirts in, so I don't need it waist length. I just need it to fall like right at the fullest part of my hip so that it just stays in when it's tucked in. But with this top, because of how the pleats are, tucking it in isn't like the easiest. It still kind of looks, I don't know, it looks a little funky. So I'll have to really think about how I want to style this because I absolutely do love this and I want to get some good use out of it. Last thing that I changed, I usually always ignore the instructions for the button placket on a pattern because that's just what I do. So here I grouped my buttons in 2s. I did this on a dress that I made a while ago and I really liked it. I feel like lately one of the ways that I've been embellishing my garments more is through the use of buttons and like my buttonholes. I feel like when we sew our own clothes, we get to like add like those really interesting, cool, unique touches. And so I'm trying to like think more about those things and treat them as not just like a functional piece of the garment, but another way to add some bit of a statement. So with this one, all that to say, I grouped the buttons in 2s and I use these buttons that I picked up on clearance from Joann's a while ago. I like this. I like this a lot. I don't know, I feel like if this were one of those things that I were to make again, I would make it into a dress and not as a shirt, because I could imagine like just taking the length of this all the way down, maybe like flaring it out into something A-lined, and I think that would be really, really pretty. So yeah, that is this cotton flannel bed sheet from the thrift store. Gorgeous pattern. I see a little bit of makeup on it. It is what it is. Okay, and the last thing that I want to show you is, gosh, I think that's the last thing. We got through those pretty quickly. The last thing I want to show you is a Simplicity 9592. This pattern used to be Butterick 4669. It has been rebranded as a Costume Simplicity pattern. I sewed view C right there. And this is what I came up with. This was actually supposed to be for the Sew Upcycle 22 challenge, but my son ended up getting sick and I just did not have time to take pictures and post it by the time that the challenge was due. But it's still a really, really cute top. It was from a thrifted bed sheet. I'm gonna see if I can like put in footage of that for you all, because the bed sheet was very ugly. The patterns were all going the same way. It just didn't make a lot of sense, but I knew that like in the spirit of upcycling, I could take this ugly bed sheet and make something beautiful, and y'all, I definitely did that. I am very happy with it. The boning channels, excuse me, are sewn to the exterior, and I used the border of the bed sheet to do that. I played around with like the placement of the different pieces of the bed sheet. The back is so pretty. So pretty. Something to be noted is that this pattern does not call for boning, and I have made it, I want to say like twice now, and both of the times I've made it, it does not have boning. I tried to make it once with boning and that was a massive fail. So what I did this time was I pulled out Simplicity 8162, which is a 18th century stays pattern, and I simply I took the front piece of 8162 and I laid it on top of the front piece for this pattern, and then I tried to gauge like where the boning channels were at, and I just marked them onto the pattern piece and then onto the fabric. Like I said, all of the boning channels on this are sewn to the exterior of the garment. It is lined with a, I want to say it's a cotton canvas, per some good advice from one of my subscribers, so thank you so much for that. So it's lined with a cotton canvas and it's also interfaced. It's very light. It closes completely. Honestly, out of all of my stays patterns that I've sewn, or like bodice patterns, this is by far my favorite, and I feel like it fits me the best. I am very happy with it. Usually I will sew the boning to connect it, but this time I didn't. I just lined it fully, and then I rolled up the hem once. I serged it and folded it up, and it's done. It's done. We are not sewing for historical accuracy over here. We are still sewing for funsies. I really do like this, and out of, again, all of the stays patterns that I've made in the past, this is the one that I can actually see myself honestly wearing when I am out and about. So I'm really, really proud of this one. I do want to find a better ribbon color. This was just some ribbon that I had on hand, so I want to find a better ribbon color, but I really like this. It's super cute and I'm pretty happy with it. All right, so I say I sewed 4 things this month, but if I'm being honest, between you and I actually sewed 5 and 1 was a fail. Shall we talk about it? So this was McCall's 60, I don't know, I'll put up the number on there, but it's the McCall's button down blouse pattern. This gave me more problems than I would like to recall. I just want to forget it. Basically, I thought that I wanted like an oversized button down blousey kind of loose fitting shirt to pair with some of the skirts and things that I plan on sewing for the fall, so I sized up. However, this just fits me like it's too big. Like, it is princess seamed, which I should have considered, and so the princess seam right here is like literally on my side. It just doesn't work. Next, I sewed the collar wrong, so I had to get rid of the collar, I don't know what you call it, like the collar flap piece, and all I was left with was the collar stand, but it kind of sits like up tight on my neck, and I don't like things sitting here because my neck isn't very long. I feel like if I open up this area, it looks more pleasing to me when I see a reflection of myself, so I don't like buttoned all the way up like that. So that was an issue. Yeah, the fabric doesn't give flowy as much as it gives, oops. The fabric doesn't give flowy as much as it gives flimsy. And again, we're never going for flimsy, always for flowy. So it's done. And it's not horrible, but it's just not something that I'm gonna wear. I'm not gonna try it on. I don't want it. I'm going to make sure that I attach some sort of tag to it to indicate what size it is. And then I'm gonna donate it to the thrift store, and I am back on the hunt for a nice white fabric, maybe something that is a linen. Like, I have in my stash a really light white linen, but I don't have enough to sew an entire garment from. And I was in Joann's the other day and I think I saw that they had some more of that on sale, so maybe I'll pick up something like that. And I'll try this again because I really want a white button-up blouse. And if that doesn't work, then it's also one of those things that I might just outsource and buy, because yeah, it's something that I feel like is essential or will be essential to my wardrobe, and it's just not working out. So we'll see. But yeah, this was the 5th thing that I made this month. This was a fail. I am definitely going to change out these buttons because I want to keep these buttons before I donate it. So I'm going to take all these off and replace them with another button, and I'll put those back in my stash, and we're just gonna cut our losses. All right guys, and that is it for everything that I made in the month of September. It is not September. All right guys, so that is it. That is everything that I made for the month of October. Thank you so much for tuning in. I don't think I'll have any questions, but if you do, you can leave them in the comments, because people always say that at the end of their videos. Please do hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, as that does help me out in these YouTube streets. Subscribe if you are interested in seeing more. And until next time, stay beautiful and make great things. Bye.